Welcome to Unleashing Your Greatest Potential with co-hosts Tina Guimar and Deborah Rogers. Many people go along every day and they are not really passionate about what they do. They spend a lot of time working and very little time with their family, friends, and doing things that they love to do. Our intention for this show is to help you unleash your greatest potential and create extraordinary results in your personal, professional, and spiritual life. This will allow you to start focusing on the things that you love and to live a more purposeful life. Enjoy the show.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Debbie Rogers. Today we have Dorothy Cavers. Hi, Dorothy. How are you today?
Hello. I am better than amazing today.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm so glad you could join us. I have a few questions that I wanted to ask you today so that we can better get to know you, so that our audience can get to know you. So what is your specialty and how do you serve your audience?
So my specialty is helping network marketers, particularly baby boomers, and that's people who were born during certain years and now are of a particular age, leverage social media either for business or personal uses. What I have found out is that our generation has not completely embraced the internet. So we are not using it to its fullest capacity, primarily because we really don't know what to do with it. We didn't invent it. We had it thrown on us. We thought it was going to go away, and it's still here. And so now my passion is helping baby boomers understand and appreciate that we need to get on this social media train. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. And I serve them through a variety of ways. I create digital content for network marketers. So I help network marketers figure out how to communicate best with their audience, be it through photos or videos or podcasts, whatever their preference is. And so that's my passion. And I also provide some coaching for new business owners or business owners who aren't quite where they want to be and they're not sure how to make that next step. And so I kind of take the fear out of starting a business or getting a business moving in the profitable direction.
Okay, awesome. Wow. Sounds like you're a very busy lady.
I am, and I love what I do. So when you love what you do, it doesn't really seem like work. I mean, I worked for over 40 years, and that was real work. But now I'm living my dream.
Well, that's good. You were building someone else's dream before.
Yes, no fun.
Yeah, that's awesome that you get to build your own dream now. So, how did you come to choose your specialty?
Well, actually, my specialty chose me. And that was really how it worked out. Last year, I had the opportunity to participate in a writing project, and I became a #1 best-selling author on Amazon, along with 21 other women who shared our collective stories of overcoming mediocrity. And it was through that process that I started writing my story and really reliving my story that my path came to surface. I literally manifested my current life, which is outside of corporate America, during that process. And it was so amazing. So of course, that experience led me to believe in the art of manifesting what you want and living in a positive vibration as opposed to letting limiting beliefs take over, because for so long, I lived with limiting beliefs and I accepted it as the norm. But once I started writing my story, it wrote itself and it led me to where I am today. So I'm super, super excited. And I believe in the art of manifesting and affirmations, daily affirmations, particularly, and positive affirmations. Now, it's not something that comes easily for any of us because we are trained to fail. Society doesn't train us to be successful. They train us to accept the failures. And so now we have to switch our complete mindset so that we are embracing the positive and not even giving the negative the opportunity to manifest in any capacity in our thoughts, our plans, our dreams, our hopes, and our wishes. So yeah, it just popped out. And so through that process, I became a network marketer, and I witnessed the challenge that most network marketers are fighting, which is leads and sales. And on top of that, we have a whole generation of people, baby boomers, who are not quite sure what to do with the free marketing tools, social media, or the internet, and how to use that. And so people started asking me, well, how did you create that picture? And what did you use to edit that video? Can you help me? And that was how it started. So it found me. I thought I was going to be selling goods and services through a multi-level marketing company, and I still do that. But my passion is helping.
Okay, so actually you went out on your own and you figured out how to make the pictures and do your own marketing, and then you had other people reaching out to you and asking you, "Hey, how did you do that? Can you teach me?" Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes, because I'm a visual learner. So everything that I did visually just stimulated me. And I didn't know at the time that it was appealing to anyone else. It appealed to me. And then I found my target audience, and well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Okay, awesome. So how long have you been doing this, entrepreneurship?
I am in my second year this month of being an entrepreneur, and it is the most amazing time. Yeah, so I'm still new. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm here and I'm doing it. So I'm super excited.
Awesome, awesome. So what have you found to be your struggles and challenges since you've started? What have you faced along the way that you had to overcome?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me really was overcoming the expectation of my family and friends supporting my business, my products, or my opportunity. Because, family and friends outside of coworkers are, our closest circle. And of course, you want your circle to support you. So the biggest challenge for me was still loving them in spite of the lack of support that I received from them. And that it took patience, it took grace and humility.
I agree. It takes a lot of patience with family, especially, and close friends. Um, they don't always feel that you should step out and be different. You need to stay in line and work for somebody else, build someone else's dream, and retire with nothing, just like they're going to do.
Right.
That's been my experience. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. I just recently heard something that really hit home, and it's like your people that are close to you don't want you to change because they're afraid of who you're going to become and how successful you're going to be.
And how they feel it will make them look.
Right.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So that was your biggest struggles and your biggest challenges, was getting past expecting friends and family to support you, and you had to look elsewhere for your support group. Right.
Right. So that was the biggest challenge, but it wasn't the only challenge. The another challenge that I struggle with even to this day is really finding the right mentor, because there's so much noise with people wanting to be your coach, and I'm this expert and I'm the authority and I've got everything you need. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and you're going to do it too. And so when you have like 20 people a day coming at you with their service, it makes it confusing for you to find your tribe. And so you have to kind of cut through all of that noise and don't feel obligated to, commit to someone where you're not feeling the connection. So there has to be a connection, and it can't just be, oh, he's really cute and dreamy, so I'm going to follow him, because cute and dreamy doesn't put food on the table. It doesn't
Right.
pay the mortgage. So that, yeah, I think for me, and even now, like there's so many coaches, and, each coach has a specialty. And of course I want to be good in everything that I do. And it can become overwhelming. And so you really have to figure out the best way for you, because it's different for each person, how to cut through all of that distraction and find the people that you resonate with the most, and stick to it.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
I agree. Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. There's coaches are a dime a dozen. It depends
Mhm.
on their pedigree and what, if you how you interact with them. And a coach doesn't lead you. A coach leads you to find your answer. They don't impose their answers on you.
Right.
No, that's
Right.
something that I think is important to remember when you're looking for the right coach. And and
Yeah.
it has to be somebody that you feel comfortable with and you click with.
Yeah, and for me, what I have found in my journey in entrepreneurship is people are going to come at you when you're starting to get successful and get in um, your concentration. People are going to come at you to try and distract you from that. And when you can get focused and you can have complete clarity on where you're going, you're going to be able to identify that, and you're going to be able to say, okay, no, this isn't where I'm going. This isn't going to serve me right now. And I love how you said that, yeah, there's all these different coaches, and it's not to say that you may only just have one coach. It depends on your specific journey and what you're trying to achieve. You might need a couple, you might need 2, 3, 4 coaches, depending on what you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's so important. Once you have that focus and clarity, that's just gonna take care of itself. You're not
Mm-hmm.
even gonna you're just gonna be like, no, I'm currently focused on this, and maybe in the future I can reach back out or something like that.
Exactly.
I agree. I agree. And the more experience, the longer you're in it, the easier it is, I think, to focus and be able to tell if somebody is going to be able to help you or if they're not going to help you.
Correct. And I think the last challenge that I want to share with our audience is the follow-up. So we reach out, we make, and especially if you're a network marketer, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I've heard that so many times, and it really is true, because people are not going to take advantage of your product, service, or opportunity on the very first time. Rarely will they. That's what I did, but not everyone is like me. And I get that. So becoming comfortable with following up with leads was one of the biggest challenges it's number 3, but it is still something that I'm working on every day, because you don't always have to follow up the same way. And, you know, your the variety of people that you are attracting require different follow-up methods. And so I'm still learning, and it's an interesting journey for me, the art of the follow-up. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be easy if we could just use one form of follow-up and just have everybody join after the first time we followed up with them?
It would be amazing.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so next question I have for you is, what special skills contributed to most of your success that you feel?
So when I think of skills, I think of talents or things that I can do, that it doesn't matter what environment I'm in, I can still do what needs to be done. And so I think my biggest skill is my communication skills, which not only allows me to receive information from you know, during an interaction, but it has also trained me not to react emotionally, to really be part of the conversation in the present, and not necessarily thinking about what I'm going to say next, or, you know, get my point across, or make my opinion the one that you listen to and that you believe, because communication is a two-way street. And it's also a cycle that can break down at any point. And so anytime there's a communication breakdown, it makes things difficult. And so once you're able to identify when a breakdown has occurred, which I have been studying for the last 15, 17 years, I know what to do to get it back on track, because just because it breaks down doesn't mean you can't get it back on track. And so there's a whole school of study devoted to effective communication. And for the last 18 years, that's what I taught physicians and their staff, was how to become great communicators, so that you take better care of your patients and provide the quality care that everyone is demanding and expecting of you, the expert. So yeah, I think that for me was one of the biggest skills that I bring no matter where I go. So it's a transferable skill. And sure, you know, I'm good on the internet, and I'm good with working a computer, and, you know, I can answer a phone and do a switchboard, but those are not necessarily the transferable skills that are going to help me build a profitable online business. But great communication skills, absolutely, because without being a good communicator, you're not going to have a successful business. So yeah, and I think that's how I ended up where I am now, with sharing what I'm learning and what I have learned with other women like myself.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think communication is number one. You know, if we can't communicate with our audience, we don't have much of an audience.
And yeah, absolutely. And the other skill that I think is so essential as a network marketer, and particularly if this is your full-time, I don't want to say job, but if this is your primary way of making money, is prioritizing. So, you know, for over 40 years, I have worked in an industry where I was told what time to show up, what time I could eat lunch, when I could take vacation, when my projects had to be done, how my day was going to be managed. And so that's 4 decades of people telling me what to do. It didn't really leave me much time for prioritizing what I wanted to do. And so now, as a full-time entrepreneur, I have to be in charge of my schedule, of my flow. I've got to be that boss, or the bosses that I've had for the last 4 decades, and make sure that I'm able to prioritize what needs to get done and when, how to break up the day, how to follow up, when to follow up, when to call, when to back off. There's just so many parts of that puzzle that without mastering that skill, your whole day is going to be crazy. So yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. Okay, so next question I have for you is, what do you feel has been most beneficial to you on this journey?
Well, first and foremost is finding my people. You know, I have been able to find Elite Ladies Network through, you know, I was in a group, what group was it? Oh, it was a team group. So in my MLM, I was in a team group, and a woman came back and said, oh, I just took this great boot camp, and it really helped me identify some weaknesses in my business, and I think everybody should try it. So, I mean, I'm curious by nature. And so I was like, oh, really? I didn't like the boot camp part of it because, you know, when you hear boot camp, what do you think? You think there's someone yelling in your ear, do this, do that, get up, push-ups, jumping jack, you know. No, that was not what I wanted, but I still investigated it because she was so excited about her experience that I wanted that same feeling. And so once I found Elite Ladies Network and I participated in a 7-day boot camp, I realized that what I was doing was wrong. And I wasn't really attracting people to me, but I was pushing them away because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the guidance, because in your MLM, all they're saying is sell, 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 you know, recruit, recruit, recruit. But there's so much more to being successful in the industry. And so finding my tribe definitely led to my success, because I was able to, you know, find like-minded women who had a similar dream. Because here's the thing, as an entrepreneur, if you don't have people who think like you, who dream like you, who want the same type of income earning ability, it's going to be depressing. It's going to be very challenging to stay positive and to do what you need to do to build your business. So finding like-minded women, finding my tribe was what I needed. And so once I found you guys, then I knew that I was in the right place. And so, yes, definitely part of my success in being where I am now, because I've developed relationships and I felt a sense of community, not for profit. Because, you know, even though it's an MLM and it's your own business, you know, the goal is to make money. And so when you take that component out of it and you start building relationships, then it makes a huge difference on your mental awareness on how to do what needs to be done in the industry and in your life. So I think, yeah, that was definitely important for me. And then once I found my tribe, everything else sort of fell into place.
Yeah, that's awesome. So basically figuring out who your tribe is and finding them was dire for your business.
It was. And I shudder to think, where would I be if I had not found people who thought like me? Because no one in my family is an entrepreneur. We're generations of workers, because that's what we're raised to be. That's the mindset that's instilled in us from childhood.
Oh, absolutely. We go to school, you know, they start us out in kindergarten telling us when to take recess. We can only go to the bathroom when we're at recess. We can eat at lunchtime. They tell us when to eat. They tell us when to go home. They ring bells, just like in a factory.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're taught from very young, 4 or 5 years old, how to work in a factory and how to work for somebody else. And it really, in this day and age, I believe it takes a very strong person to step out of that cookie cutter life and step out on their own and build their own life and build their tribe and figure out and find out, learn what they need to learn, how to figure out or how to build a life without somebody over them telling them when they can go to the bathroom and when they can eat lunch and when they can take vacation, like you said. Totally agree with that. That is so awesome. And I'm so happy for you that you found your tribe and you're building your tribe. And it's different talking to somebody that is in your tribe that thinks like you do and trying to talk to somebody that has nothing in common with you. And that makes life so much harder. So yeah, I totally agree with you about building your tribe. It's very important. So what advice would you give a person just starting out on their journey and that is a new entrepreneur?
Let's see. What advice? Don't give up. There's going to be days when you want to give up. But when you find your tribe, it's on those days that you need to love them hard and let them love on you. And sometimes it's just calling someone, you know, in tears because you're so frustrated because you're not doing what you thought you would be doing in terms of, you know, product sales or movement or anything like that. So don't give up and let your tribe love on you when you need that love. I think another really good piece of advice is don't make your goals based on what other people have to do, because you set yourself up for failure. You can't make anyone look at your opportunity or buy your product or try your product even. But you can make yourself do certain activities every day to build your business. So instead of saying, I'm going to find 8 people to buy my product this month, why not say I'm going to reach out to 8 people and share my experience with them? Because you can do that. You have complete control over it. But you can't make 8 people buy anything or do anything. So just be mindful of how you craft your goals for the month or for the week so that you don't set yourself up for failure. Because in the beginning, you know, in the beginning was January, February of this year, my goals were not aligned with success. My goals depended on other people doing a particular action instead of my goals requiring me to do that action. And so now my goals, my daily goals are very specific and they don't require anything from anyone except myself. So that would be my other tip. I've got a few more though, because I've learned a lot this year. The next one is to be trainable.
That's very important.
Because if you come into any situation believing that you know everything, you're not going to learn anything. You can't be the smartest person in the room. So when I started this journey, I came with nearly 20 years of communication experience with me. And had I thought that I knew everything about the art of communication, I would not have been open to receive the different scenarios that will take place as an online entrepreneur that are very different than in a medical setting. So I had to remain open to learning, even though I may have felt like I knew more than whoever, you know, was talking at the time. I still remained open to receive what they were sharing because I didn't have to use it all. I just use what I needed and discard the rest, and that's okay. So you have to be open to learn, to train. The minute you say, I already know that, then you've already set yourself up for failure. So just be really open to receiving all of the information. And let me see, I think I had another thought that I wanted to share. Know your target audience. Okay, and when I say know your target audience, know the people who need your product, service, or opportunity and why they need it. Because what I have learned is people don't care about me. What they care about is, what can I do for them? How can I make their life better? How can I help them get rid of that problem? And so, yeah, the benefits of whatever I'm serving, selling, or my opportunity. And that was, yeah, so that one is definitely one to be mindful of. It's not about you, it's about them. And I mean, we're human and we're very self-centered, but success in being an entrepreneur requires you to change that. And so that,
Right.
yeah, that would be my advice for people starting out, or if you're already in the business, have your own hustle, but it's not moving, then I'm sure one of those four could help you out a little bit. I know
Yeah,
they help.
absolutely. I agree. And if you're the smartest person in the room, you need a new room.
Need new room.
Level up. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so now I am excited. You get to tell us about the free gift you have for our audience.
Wow. So I created for your audience a PDF. It's a one-page PDF with 5 steps to creating an online business. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are way more than 5 steps. And in fact, I took these 5 steps from different courses that I've taken over this last year. But I wanted to have something to get you moving in the right direction. And so it's a PDF that has 5 steps that you can start implementing today on how to create a successful online business.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, where will they find that?
So they can find that a number of ways. They can find it through Elite Ladies Network, so you will have access to it.
Okay.
They can contact me through my Facebook page, which is Dorothy Hawks Cavers, or my Instagram page, which is the Dorothy Cavers.
Okay. And that's how they would get in, that's how they could get in touch with you also.
Yes, they could get in touch with me. And Facebook or Instagram is actually going to be the best way to get in touch with me, because I'm always online, because that's my business.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, do you have anything that you want to add, Dorothy?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you are building your business, dig in, dig deep, and don't give up, because you're building a dream. You're changing the course of your family's future. And especially if you have children, now you're building a legacy instead of leaving them problems or debt, right? Now build something that you will be proud to leave them, that's going to live on well after you're gone. And I promise you, it is so much more rewarding than working for someone else and helping them build their dreams.
Awesome. Yeah, building a legacy is something that will live on without you. I totally agree. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for your time today. I've enjoyed every minute of this. I know Tina has too. And all your information that you shared, we do appreciate you. And if anyone has any questions, contact me or Tina or Dorothy directly. We would love to have you go to her directly. Get that gift that she has. It's going to help you. And we will talk to you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.